Hey everybody, it's Dive Girl Dab. As you can see, I did not waste the water. I put it in a hose and sent it to the garden. And in these hot temperatures, that's good. So that's what the pump can't get out. But I want to show you what I've been working on is this little outboard. So here I have the plugs out of the lower end and letting that oil drain out of there. I have drained out all of the motor oil. Took out the carburetor, which goes right here. And I went ahead and greased that Zerk fitting. And I got a bunch of grease out that included some real nasty black stuff. The lower crankcase was black and nasty. The upper crankcase was black and nasty. And then I was operating this lever last night and the bolt was rusted off, which controls the throttle. So I'll drill that out and put a new bolt in. They had, this is the kill stop, they had a zip tie holding this open. So, yeah, I didn't think that was such a good idea. And I'm not a fan of that red cord, so I did buy a new safety cord, but mine is silver. It will match the engine, so that's great. Pulled out the spark plug, which looks pretty bad. Had a bunch of carbon and crap built up in there. Yeah, I went online and I bought some plugs. I actually bought a box of 10 Honda genuine spark plugs, which are just little NGKs, but those would be great. So she'll get some new sparks, which will be good. And yeah, just been going through and cleaning up everything. I'm gonna put my compression gauge on here before I put a spark plug in it. I actually just took my oil can and I squirted a bunch of oil in there, some just 30 weight oil in there, and pulled the handle, and she does sound like she got pretty good compression. It all looks really good for the most part. It got a little nut or bolt or something attached here. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing there. That's an extra part they're trying to keep together, or they need more weight. I don't know. I have a new cord and an extra handle for it, because I wasn't sure about that. I took the prop off and found this wrapped around the shaft, so I know that was really helpful. Not. And the prop had a bunch of little chips and gouges and stuff in it, and so I took a file and I kind of just resurfaced everything, and see the blades are nice and smooth now. Might hit them with a little sandpaper, but at least they're going to be a lot smoother cutting through the water. I sharpened up this front blade pretty good here, so it should clean up. This is a gas tank, and man, it's so nice and clean now. I took some carb cleaner and sprayed inside of there, and I got a lot of varnish come out of it, so that's really good to get that cleaned out. This is an air intake system, and I got that all cleaned up. I went online and I found for about $60 a new engine cover, and this is really important. It'll protect your fingers from working parts here and moving parts, and it keeps the rain off all the electronics. So it doesn't look pretty. In fact, it looks like it could have come off of this motor, in fact. But it's perfect. And then I've got to cover off the bottom here. I got that. I'm cleaning that up. I think I'm going to put on a new fuel line because this one's feeling a little bit crusty. And then this linkage here, I'm sure, is a coat hanger that somebody replaced it with, but it works. So I'm going to sand it down and paint it. And then I went through and cleaned up the carburetor. Everybody's nice and clean now. Carb cleaner. Took out this it's a pin with a little it's got a very fine needle at the end there that you can see through that hole, and it's what regulates your fuel air mixture, and it had some carbon built up, so I cleaned that out. Got the fuel bowl cleaned up. This I'm not real happy with because that is a fuel shut off, so I'm probably going to take this apart and I don't know, see if I can't buy that part. If not, I'm going to JB weld this together and just make those one piece so that I know for sure they won't come apart. But otherwise, this is ready to go back on. And yeah, I'm going to hit everything with 303 protectant. I've got the fuel tank cap in here because these are all rubber parts. In any rubber parts, I use some 303 on it. In fact, you can see that we'll put it on some of this and it'll make it look like it's brand new again. It'll be amazing how well that comes out at the end of the day. So it looks really good. I feel good about this little motor. Yeah. And even if I don't have great compression, it's only one cylinder, so it won't be that hard to rebuild this little guy. I'm going to throw some fuel in it, and then some gear oil down here, put some motor oil in it with some fresh gas, and drill this guy out and put a bolt through there, and I think that'll work just fine. So yeah, it'll be important to be able to control the speed and to be able to actually emergency shut off the motor properly. You know, God, people just do the right thing. It's so easy like that, okay? Don't do the zip tie. Jesus. Because if you fall overboard, that's going to kill the motor. It's just smart. We're going to be smart. We're going to be safe on my boat. And we're going to be smart. So, yeah, this is what I did last night. And it's too hot out here right now. So I'm going to go in the house. But pretty soon, this little baby's going to fire up. And be ready to go. I need to get some fluids out here, some oils to fill it up. And then I do want to do a compression test on that. I was letting all this oil leak out of here as much as I could, and I really have gotten everything out of there that I can get out. But yeah, it hasn't had a tune-up in a long while. I do think I want to order a gasket kit for this, and a new float, and just rebuild this. But it's really in good condition. I had a little bit of rust in the bottom of the bulb that I cleaned up with some sandpaper, a lot of that. And then my motor number came off, but I can epoxy that back on. I bought this little Honda filter. Gotta go look and see where that goes. It's probably, I don't think it's in that, but it could be. Anyway, I gotta find that. But I'm making progress. Of course, all the fluids will go in here and get recycled. Just like the water that was in here that's going to get recycled. I'm going to hook up my little pressure washer, this little guy right here, and pressure wash this and get it really cleaned up. There's some nooks and crannies yet that I haven't gotten clean. That just are full of gunk, and I want to get it clean. And then I'm going to pressure wash the inside and the outside of this and get this nice and clean. So, and then the cover there will get, that little black cover will get pressure washed too. So that'll last a little bit. There was quite a bit of oil in the fins of the motor. So I have it all clean now. I've tightened down the motor bolts. Everything felt pretty good. And then, so I'm just going to change the oil, and then if I pressure wash it and get all this oil, so there's a little oil and nicks and crannies in here that I can't get out. You know, it's just so hard to reach in there and get it. If I can just hit all this with a pressure washer, and see, now I've gotten some nice fresh fluids. I'm going to put my rain barrel under this and actually run it with some water under it. And then after I run it a while, I'm probably going to change the oil on both the lower end and the upper end again, because they were just really dark. And I want to make sure I get all that potential, you know, metal filings that have accumulated out of there. And you know, I kind of was thinking about it that, oh, there's a bunch of grease coming out, huh? Well, that's good, because she's definitely got fresh grease now. When I paint the motor, that Yanmar motor is silver, and it is an engine paint, so I think I'm just going to paint this baby silver when I paint the diesel in the sailboat motor silver. They're both good motor epoxies, and that'll just freshen that up. It'll look nice. And I don't care about the old decals. That doesn't do me any good. I'll probably leave the safety one on the front, how to operate it. And then we'll paint it silver, and then at that point I'll be able to put some of our foundation decals on there. It'll be a nice clean slate. So, yeah, you can see that this protectant will bring this stuff right back to life, these plastics, especially that black. That's going to look good. Okay, so that's the latest. Doing a tune-up and a go-through on the motor, and getting it all in working order, fixing bad, stupid ideas like zip ties. And then, you know, who'd have thunk that that was ready to go, but it really was. It was just rusted through. But it's good to find that now and clean it up, and, you know, have a little spare parts inventory. It's all good. And if you leave fishing line around your prop, it'll get tighter and tighter and tighter, and it'll actually, you can have plastic that will wear grooves into your metal. So that's not a small thing. Yeah, to have fishing line. And then this needs to get dealt with and trimmed up and cleaned up. It can be a piece of shit old boat, but it needs to look good as a piece of shit old boat in my world. All right, everybody. I'm going to go in and cool off. I've got a little watermelon left to nibble on. But now the PortaBoat is empty, and you know, this hot water has got that oil running out of that gearbox nicely. So there won't be any leakage here because my patio is pristine clean for that way. And I'm pretty good about keeping things cleaned up. Yeah, so the 2-horse is getting some service and going through. You know, the thing is this is going to be a life-saving device, and it has to be something I can rely on. So I need to know that those cylinder is going to hold pressure. I need to know I've got spark plugs and that my fuel system's going to work. And I'm not going to have some old hose that's pretty stiff that's going to crack on me and then I'm stranded. You know, you can oar your way in, that's for sure. And I'm going to buy me some oars for this. I need some 8-foot wooden oars with the oar locks on there. That's what I want. So, yeah. Okay. Alright, thanks guys for watching. Next little video will be probably starting this baby up. I need to go get some fresh gasoline to go in there. And I don't have any fresh gas around the house. So I'll go get a can of gas. I need a can of gas to put in the motorcycle anyway. That's why I haven't run that either. So, alright. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Follow us online. Dive Girl Deb Sailing Adventure. with the Flip and Lime Foundation. Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye.